Hey, family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Let me look at the time. 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 What's up, Pete? Let me look at the time. Let me look at the time. Let me look at the time. Oh, Black Lion, I don't know. This is not a game. This is not a game. What's up, Black Lion? Black Lion. Gotta take you down. Gotta take you down. Wait a minute, family. I got about 3 more minutes for my.
What'd you say?
Oh, you right there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what's up, bro?
Oh, nothing much, man. I heard you talking today. You wanted to alert somebody, bring these youths together and stuff like that.
You said elect somebody?
No, I said you wanted to
Alert.
some people to bring these youths together. I might have you messed up now. It might not have been you.
Yeah, I don't think it was me because I'm just coming on. I'm getting ready to start my 4 o'clock couch conversation show.
Oh, okay. So what's your genre for today?
Actually, it's living life on life terms. Basically, trying to encourage and motivate people who might be struggling in life with certain Lord. Oh, I got to watch my words on here, but say addictions and stuff like that. Um, I was looking at the 12-step program more like spiritual principles and just helping people, trying to encourage people, motivate people, and living a better way of life.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Well, a lot of these conditions were orchestrated by design, and some of us were strong enough to overcome that and find other avenues to basically avoid those deliberate designs. But others, everybody's not on the same wavelength.
right.
And just because they're not on the same wavelength doesn't mean it's okay to victimize people. And when I say that, I'm talking about all ethnic backgrounds. Because these jokers right here, they're not really seeing color now. It's about, I say, it ain't got nothing to do with character. It's about abilities.
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Hey, family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. This is Wednesday Copeland. This is Wednesday's scheduled talk show. And I said on Wednesdays and Fridays, I was going to do like on Fridays, basically, I'm gonna do religion versus spiritual. On my other stop. Wait a minute. Yeah. No, I'm on my. I do a broadcast too, so I'm talking on TikTok and I'm talking on a broadcast live as well. So basically, today's topic is living living life a new way, and some of the things you were saying, are by design. But now, my topic for coming on today, I'm looking at the 12-step spiritual program. And basically, I was going to start out, I have a little over 31 years clean from the drugs and the alcohol from that lifestyle. So the goal is to encourage and motivate others that you can turn your life around and become a productive member in society. Um, I'm the type of guy too, since I've been on this journey, I am a community activist. I am a human rights advocate. I'm a homeless advocate. And the goal is, I'm from Baltimore City, but the goal is in Baltimore City is to help turn our individuals, the ones that want to help, lives around. So now, something you were saying a little bit a few minutes ago, Black. Um, some of this stuff is by design, and some things are simply by choice. I like to use the word that I have an addictive personality. A lot of people be like, don't use that, don't use that. No, the reason why I say that, because one thing about certain people that tends to take stuff to the extreme, they have an addictive personality. They might not want to admit it, but they have an addictive personality where they just can't do one of anything. But I learned in that process that I have to practice some self-control and discipline. You know, things that I didn't understand years ago because I did whatever I wanted and the world revolved around me. But as you begin to get a little bit older and your eyes begin to open, you realize the world don't revolve around you. It's not centered around you anymore. So my goal with that, and with a lot of people that I work with, is to help them being honest with themselves, having faith back in themselves and trusting back in themselves. Because a lot of people have lost that. You know, my biggest thing is, Black. I stand firm on my morals, values, and principles. My integrity. And what that tends to do, piss people off. You know, cause I'm the type of human being. I'm older now, but I'm not gonna come over here to kiss your tail, and I'm not gonna go over there to kiss your tail. It's like I'm right here, and I respect you for where you at and who you is and things like that. I respect that, but don't come in and try to shake my world. And we have a lot of people that will do that, but now, even with my own children, I try to teach my children, which are grown now, stand firm on your morals, your values, and your principles. Follow your visions, follow your dreams. Um, these are the things that I do here in Baltimore City when I go back into the inner city community to help our people. Now, if people didn't work with me back then, Black, for me to focus on what was going on with my life, um, and I'm talking about that destructive lifestyle. On TikTok, you have to use certain words because they'll 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 violate you in a minute. So with me, if you hear me stuttering a little bit, that's because I'm trying to watch my words that I throw out there. But I was upstairs and I was dozing back off, and I'm like, "Uh-oh, let me hurry up and go ahead on down here and make sure I got everything set up." Because Monday I went to come on with my Monday show, and I couldn't get it. It was like my broadcast network wouldn't take. And later on, when I talked with somebody and they shared with me that that message wasn't meant to get out, the right person wasn't, the people wasn't there at the time. So that kind of sent a little hope. But what do you do, Black?
Well, basically, I'm a prison activist. Like, you know, I've been inside with the L, and on top of that, I think the only way I made it out of there with that L is because if they would have caught me for what I'd done in the past, I would have got an L anyway. So that was for nothing when they put me in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was in one of the most, I would say, separated states in this union, and that happens to be Mississippi.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. I know you met some guys or heard of some guys from Mississippi that came up that way. We just got a certain genre about ourselves similar to yours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I'm familiar with Maryland, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey. I'm familiar with that. As a matter of fact, I done got tricked up there before by a female one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was stuck up there for something like maybe 3 weeks, and I had to hit a lick to get back home.
Wow. Wow.
I'll tell you what, in that little 3 weeks, I learned how to look like y'all, sound like y'all, and all that stuff. Nah, I mean, dog. Yeah. Hey, I learned that, buddy, because what I did, when I first came down there, you know, I went downtown. It was in Rochester. I went downtown and everything, looking all up at the buildings and stuff. And people were looking at me and stuff like he must not be from around here, you know. But I don't want to get all into the detail because, hey, this is where we get banned. Well, you know, they'll try to violate you.
Right.
But anyway, just looking at what you're trying to do, you know, it's some simple measures you can take, and they're elementary when it comes to trying to get people to get off the contraband and stuff like that because they've been on it so long. But if you look at their environment that they're surrounded around, it appears that there is no hope. And like I said, it was done, I think it was, it's my opinion, that it was done by design. And
right.
It has taken a long time to get to this point where we are today with the YNs out there and everything. And I'm a prison activist because I feel that everyone deserves a second chance, but it has to be some type of repercussions over their head, and it has to be some type of incentive
mm-hmm.
also at the same time, because we all already know why the prison industrial complex was designed in the first place. Because if you go back in history, you would find that there were no prisons, only dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
Those dungeons were temporary holding cells until you went to see the henchmen. And it was only one conclusion. It could be from taking a peanut out of the king's pasture or something, you know. But originally, prisons were mental institutions where they kept individuals doing various types of experiments on those individuals, and eventually it spilled over into our common society in which they designed rehabilitation, which doesn't exist today. There's no such thing as rehabilitation today. Rehabilitation is out of the window. Governmental pardons, out of the window. See, and then on top of that right there, what they have done is basically it's unmasterful, of course, because if you look at Section 922, the prohibition, and you look at civil rights, not civil rights, but the Gun Control Act of 1968. That act was designed under the guise that they wanted to reduce gun violence, given the fact of the unaliving of Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and we later found out who did that. So it was all just a ploy. John F. Kennedy, you know, and the list goes on. And basically, when they created that law in 1968, it was a public outcry. They were like, no, we got a Second Amendment right to bear arms, and it cannot be infringed upon. And they was like, Oh, don't worry about that. What we'll do, we'll get them an avenue once they get out of the prison industrial complex, where if they don't get in trouble for 2 years, all they have to do is put in a simple application to the United States Justice Department, and we'll run a background check. And if they hadn't committed another felony, misdemeanors exempt, then they can get their gun rights back automatically upon submitting this application to the United States Justice Department, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you may know, the Justice Department, United States Justice Department, resources. So what they decided to do in 1997 is move that responsibility to the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Department, which have to have the Senate Appropriations Committee basically earmark some money for them every year, right? So with the Senate, the House, the Senate decided to do, and the president at that time, from that point in 1997 up until this day, they refused to fund that program. And it was also, I say, agreed upon by the federal courts that when you put in your application today, the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms will send that application back to you. It goes for state and federal prisoners now. That's an avenue. They'll send it back to you and tell you, we don't have the funds to process this information, process your application. So that's it. Okay, so you want to sue? Hey, they denied my right. And then the federal court gonna be like, they didn't deny you, they didn't approve you, so your lawsuit is frivolous. See what I mean? And they intentionally refusing to fund that program to this very day because it's nothing more than a modified Jim Crow law today. And you see, I look at you as being an icon, not just because of your age, but because of the terrain, the environment that you came from. I know you. You know what I mean? You mean well. And I'm quite sure a lot of people in Baltimore know you, because you don't get your age just by being anybody.
I love you saying that because I'm 62 and I'm just blown away to be 62. You know, where I come from, you know, I didn't think I was going to live past 21, but you know, just when I look back at it now, and I'm like, wow. But you know what? I love hearing your education, right? And you sound a little mature. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now here, and I'm glad you shared what you did because here in Baltimore City, I had a commitment over the prison for about 10 years where I used to go in there and encourage and motivate the guys in coming home and doing the right things. Um, and that was back during the 90s. So you so correct where they don't really have programs where they are rehabilitating people, you know. And I found that out a little bit more last year because last year, because I speak out a lot on certain things, um, I was incarcerated to get me off the street to shut my mouth. So when you talked about, I'm gonna say people like Martin Luther King, and I'm gonna say Malcolm X and all of them, it helps me to understand that when you fighting for people rights, you know, civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights, you pay a price because basically you out there, and I want to say whistleblower. That's what came to mind. But you out there and you trying to educate us about doing better. And not only that, we understand because you just said it too. By design, certain things was poured into, I'm gonna say, the inner city community. You know, where we can actually, you know, wipe each other out. So last night I was on the phone with some people that, you know, had programs in Baltimore City, nonprofits and stuff that we do as far as feeding the communities and educating the people. Now, I'm gonna share with you something you said too. a friend of mine's asked me to become a part of his FACE program. And it's the FACE organization, same things you're doing, freedom, advocacy, celebrating ex-offenders. So we're working with parole and probation to house individuals as they come home. And the goal is to help turn the quality of their lives around. So you have to do the work. You know, you coming into the program, you have to do the work. And our goal is to get you the proper help that you need, rather it's substance abuse, rather it's mental, health, rather it's financial, but still it's to help you get the proper help that you need. And we have a 40 to 50 bedroom facility for men. Now, I work mainly with women and children. So my friend asked me to be a part of what he's doing with his business. And when he asked me, because I'm one of them big mouths ones over here, Black, and what you said, right? Look, this what he said. He said, "Yeah, when a lot of people find out that we're connected, we're working together." He said they ain't gonna like it. I said, "I know." I said, "I know." So my thing is, as long as you are right with it, because I speak out a little bit more against um, the things that tend to hold us back. And it's not, when I say us, I'm not, like you said too, I'm not talking about a particular uh, race or anything like that. It's and once again, I'm trying to watch the words so I won't get but when it comes to fighting for people's rights, it doesn't matter of your nationality. Because most of the people that's struggling are the ones that's living in the inner city, the poor communities that depend on the state and the government the most. So I have to get on a lot of people that's living in this middle class life who want to make um the more conservative or the middle class lifestyle the poor lifestyle now, because they excluding the people that works below the poverty rate. And my thing is, if you live in a middle class life or you live in a more conservative lifestyle, and if you struggling, then you living above your means, your financial means. That ain't got nothing to do with living in poverty. That's just you trying to outlive what you financially can afford. I mean, live that lifestyle. So, huh? Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I've been hearing it a lot. And we was talking about too. Um, I get food to give back, right? And a couple of places that I went to, this one guy, they in the county, one of the richest county in Baltimore, Maryland, Columbia. And you got people pulling up in Mercedes, Volvos, all these expensive cars, and they 400, $500,000 homes and stuff. But anyway, they pulling up to get food. And we was talking about that. And I'm just going to say, if you living in an area like that, you basically considered as well-to-do. But then your well-to-do is out there grabbing food too, you know. And rather than them saying stuff like, "Well, we know the inner city need this the most," you know, no, they getting theirs too. And I've seen, to go back to something you said too, uh with the I'm gonna say the bang bangs, right? I've seen how a lot of people start ordering stuff offline, you know, and I'm trying to think of what they call the that you put together, and they're using it to destroy each other.
I know what you're talking about, ghosts.
Yeah,
bang, bang.
Yep. And this is what we was talking about last night too. So one of the guys that was on the phone, he was like, "Well, what can we do? What can we do?" And now I'm gonna tell you, I'm the type that when I come into any situation or issues we have, basically you come in with the solution on how we can slow things down or we can put a stop to certain things, you know. And I was telling him from where I'm at dealing with our local officials. And like I say, when I say local officials, I'm talking about the police department. When I say the elected officials, I'm talking about our politicians. So when you dealing with some of them, the goal is not to like slow a lot of this down and put a halt to it, you know, because we interfering with their money and stuff too. And then you find out that you said it too, that everything is by design. And the goal with me is to help warn us about the design if you don't realize it. You know, that's really taking things down. And I'm talking about us in general. Uh I was sharing with them last night because we was talking about safe streets here in Baltimore City. And that was a group that was created to reduce the bang bang violence, right? And that's mainly all. But like I told people, I said, yeah, but they talking about the bang bangs, but they not talking about the ones that's being unalive by, say, like domestic abuse or the stabbings and other stuff like that, because they're focusing on the bang bang. So it's more people that's being taken out than what they counting. So now I said, y'all don't pay attention to that. But because I'm in the city or in the community and I actually see what happens from that ground level. And I'm gonna tell you, Black, they don't like it, bro. And I'm home and I'm on home arrest. I got an ankle bracelet on.
Okay.
And once again, right, 61 years old, they got me out the way. I felt like they kidnapped me and hid me over the prison. I haven't even I haven't even been able yet, Black, to talk with the judge to let them know who I am, what I do, and all of that. So I feel you what you say. I got you. But it's like I'm laughing, right? Because things happen for a reason. But the thing with me, you might have shut me down from being active out in the community the way I used to be, but you ain't shut my mouth, you know. So yeah, yeah. See, I know you understood, and it was meant for you to jump on here too, and that's the whole goal. Like talking about, you know, a little bit about what we were saying, how we used to be, compared to what we're doing now to help make a difference in the lives of others. You know what I mean? Because they need to hear that. They need to hear that I once lived like this and I don't live like that no more. You can come out of that lifestyle and live a more healthier and productive way of life. Like I was telling my son early today, because they live a more conservative lifestyle. They're not in the inner city like that. And I was telling my son, I said, I don't worry about y'all like I do some of the inner city, you know, children or men and stuff like that, because a lot of them don't know where these programs are at that they can get into to help, you know, educate them, to help them I'm gonna say I'm trying to separate it from a regular job to a career-minded job. And I deal with people where if you want to get into the apprenticeship program as far as plumbing, HVAC, say construction, nursing, all that stuff. A lot of them don't know where to go at to or where to locate these places. So I carry a folder, right? Where I have like some businesses, some connections, which if I'm invited to come and speak at places, I will tell you about them. But I notice a lot of our local leaders and politicians won't do that. They don't share.
They don't want that. You know how much money they get a year?
Go ahead, Black.
For every prisoner that in prison industrial company. aspect, federal and state. You know how much money they get a year for these individuals?
How much they get?
55,000.
Yeah, yeah,
A body.
yeah,
And that's what it's all about. It's all about a body.
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna tell you like this right here.
yeah.
Like the programs and stuff, you know, basically it's got to be some money involved. Like you said, they don't know where to go get it. Let some money be involved. Okay, you come to this class, we're gonna give you $30 a day. You come in here, say, hey, you gonna have to be people out there in line.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something else that like the only way I figured it out, I was thinking like, what can we do to curb this violence? Because we know who's doing it.
Yeah.
You done been inside, so you know about the extortion on the phone. The commissary, you better bring this in and stuff. But see, when they put me in for nothing, right? I'm writ writer. You heard of a writ writer before?
Nah, but explain it.
Yeah, house lawyer, baby.
Ah!
It ain't got nothing on me. And I sit back and I watch them doing all this stuff, man. Like no bail in Chicago. I'm like, golly, no bail. I thought that was in the Constitution. You know, then the whole legal community sit back and let them do this stuff, man. I sit back and look. You know, they talking about this different kind of people. You got smart people too. You know, but when they put me in there, get what I got? The blueprint. The blueprint. I'm talking about I got the blueprint, and that's the only reason I'm coming for me, because you put me in there. I'm gonna tell them how to get out.
Right.
And it's equivalent to they already got practice in it with the extortion stuff. See what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna tell you in code that you can understand. They can't understand this, man. But just like on a telephone and stuff, they making jokes pay to get on the telephone and all this stuff right here. All they have to do is put it out. No more pleading guilty, man. No more pleading guilty. Take it to trial. You got to take it to trial. If you don't, you get probation. Don't mess up, because when you come in here, you know what time it is. So we hope you make it if you want to go with the program, because that's what it is now. We about to clog it up. I'm clogging everything up. No more please. See what I'm saying? So next thing you know, boom. They letting jokes out. Okay, we're gonna drop it down to 6 months. See? And they're going like that too. But see, out here with these youngins, the only way to curb this stuff going on out here is they gotta let the daddies out. So basically, if they just go across the board, if that dude, the trumpet sound, they go across the board 1/4 of your time and stuff with 30 for 30 days good time, and we can do that and start over.
Mm-hmm.
Then that'll be something good. And then basically abolish the federal gun law, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Abolish that. And basically our communities will become safer, because in America you have 450 million convicted felons.
Uh-huh.
How many people over here? When I say that, I'm counting every felony. Some people got 3 and 4 felonies.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Now they abolish that law, then our community will become safer, because you have to realize that you got individuals out there that convicted felons. So basically, they can't legally possess a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
But I can guarantee you this: if you got a felon that done got out of prison, they got access to one somewhere.
Right.
They might even be dry toting it and stuff, and they see stuff happen, but they have to mind their business. They don't agree with it. And it hurts some of them, like you probably saw some stuff, but you couldn't do nothing because them youngers, they ain't got no record. They got their illegal.
Right. And see what I learned in the process, Black. When I was out there over 31 years ago, I had no problem in doing certain things. You know, my brothers and them toward me, don't let your right hand know what your left hand doing, stuff like that, right? So I know you understand, catch it. You got it.
Exactly.
So this is stuff that I try to work with our young people now. You know, you never give a person heads up. But that's there, right? If you kind of come for me in a certain way, I'll talk to you real simple, because I try to, I'm like Big Unc or OG, stuff like that. And a lot of times I pick with our young generation. I'll tell them the things that y'all doing making us look bad, for where we come from, things like that. Just messing with them. But for the most part, it's educating them, like you were just saying too, that, and we can only help the ones that want the help. And if I'm not careful, I have a tendency, I want to help everybody, and it just don't work like that, Black. And I know you know and understand. But um and still, no matter what we do, like you, I just try not to give up on our people. Now, the situation I'm going through right now, and you said it, Black. You said it. I didn't even, when I heard you just now, and I ain't even want to say nothing, right? I had admitted to an Alfred plea. And when my lawyer first presented me with it, I'm like, what the heck? I'm admit to something for I didn't do, right? But it was to just kill time, just to throw everything away, right? Now, I'm going to kind of talk around stuff a little bit, but it was some YTs that came together and decided they wanted me off the street. So what I was going to do was push it behind. And I was just listening to what you said, don't plead guilty. But now, I was going to push it behind, right? Now, look, I'm sitting up here November the 4th, listening to the prosecutor reading this stuff off that never occurred. I said, ain't nobody did that but them two polices.
But and the stuff never occurred. You know that attorney into it too, right?
God,
he all up in it too. See, that's how one hand watch the other. Like on the after plea, I know your situation already. It's like, okay, here's what it is. You can agree with it or be a living sacrifice and never see the street again, right? You still here?
Yeah, I'm right here. Look, you don't see me. I got my head down because I thought the same things, and I'm like, I hope not. But
you did the right thing, man. Because
but look, let me share this with you. The prosecutor sat up there. Now, mind you, she read everything off towards the judge that didn't put me in nothing. And I'm looking over at her like, what the heck? Well, anyway, I was told to go and get this ankle bracelet off, right? I don't know what this freaking prosecutor did, but I went and got it off November the 4th, and then parole and probation, which to me, that was just something that was being said. But anyway, this is what me and my buddy doing. We working with parole and probation. I said, at least I can learn from the inside out. You get me? So anyway, that Wednesday, I get a phone call saying I got to come back up there and get on there. I'm like, for what? Because that wasn't agreement. But the reason why I'm going here, Black, I was trying to put behind me what had happened. And because she did what she did, I told my lawyer, I said, she effed up. Because now I have to present what happened. So I told him I didn't want to step across the boundaries, but now I'm getting the news people involved. Because it was my goal, because of what happened to me, was to sue Baltimore City and the Eastern District Police Department. Because a lot of people knew what was what. And they knew I was set up. But I was trying to just let it go. But everything she said out her mouth showed that Steve Copeland already knew, though. But the stuff she was saying to the judge, she would twist it on one hand, then she would turn it back around on the other hand. And I'm looking over at her, the heck is you doing? So anyway, when you said that, what you said not too long ago, right? And I have to watch certain things that I'm saying. It made me do one of these numbers, right? Because I realized, not being smart, Black, these supposed to be professional people. And I'm never Black. And mind you, I speak out a lot against certain things, but I've never seen nothing so sloppy before in my life. And I said the same things you said I'm hoping he ain't had nothing to do with this bull jump.
He did. He know what's going on. They know each other. They're in the same club.
That way he told me all that.
And then I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I can tell you sometime, don't sue because it's gonna be frivolous. You know why? Because they're gonna say you're challenging your conviction, and they're gonna treat it like post-collateral attack. See, it's all done by design, and then plus when you get the transcript, the stuff you heard us say, it's not gonna be in there. That's how they get people and put them in there. How many trials you done been to? Well, you hear people say, "Oh, they're gonna get reversed on appeal." No, it's not, because they falsify the records in direct violation of Title 18 Criminal Code, annotated Section 1001, falsification or alteration of government document. And they prosecutors got absolute immunity, judges got absolute immunity. So basically, they can falsify the transcript and all of that and be exempt from that. But in actuality, they're supposed to be held accountable. But that's the way our law has been manipulated over all of this time. Now, I'm not a Trump enthusiast, but they can't do shit to hurt me simply because of the fact. Any restructure of the government, I'm all for that shit. Hell. And they finna do the same thing. This where the problem came in, right here. Like, you got some Confederates that look like us, right? Mm-hmm. And they are all in the clubs. So watch who you deal with. They all in the club, and most of them is like the frat. You don't have too many of those up there showing their tags and stuff. Hey. But those are nothing but black Confederates, and most of them are DAs, attorneys, working at the Social Security office, the welfare office, and all that stuff right there. But see, y'all go ham and joke them with your food stamps up there. But as you go further down south, you know, the people get more meek and docile, you know. But basically, I can tell you the time, man, because I learned a long time ago. I had the city of Greenwood, Mississippi by the balls. By the balls, my case got reversed 2 times. But on that second time, man, them jokers put me in another jail and cut the phone off in a cell by myself. And I had a case before the federal court, and that federal judge conspired with the circuit court judge of the county. Man, they got everything on lock. That's why I think they really need to start rotating these judges in the county circuit, where they have to go to other counties and other places, and just put them all under the same banner. Like the judge that you went before have to go to New Jersey and stay 2 years. See, they get up there, and the people around them then, they take their stare with the people around them then. They can't be doing that stuff because they don't trust them. See, but overall, the stuff you've been through, you know, being an icon and everything, man, just be careful. Right. I know they got people working for them too. Oh yeah. And see, it shouldn't even had went past April the 9th of 2023, because you know, I do I do temporary housing and temporary to permanent housing. And beyond this, I was charged with home invasion, burglary, and all that. I'm like, how can I do a home invasion, and burglary on my own rental property and business? Well, mind you, I never had the chance to talk to a judge and tell him who I am. Never had that chance. Unknown caller. And wait a minute, Black. Wait a minute. Be like they can't get involved in criminal matters. I was trying to end this phone call. Information, because being the guy that you are, I know that if you're well renowned within the Baltimore area, you done had people come to you and voice their concerns about their SSI benefits being turned off unjustly, right? Whoa. See, I ain't hear that one yet. Huh? I ain't hear that one yet. But anything doing with DHS, SSI, SSDI, Section 8, they can write their congressman. They got an application for that. Right. And their congressmen are looking to that, you know, especially like places like